Uday Walia, co-founder and CEO of Riiwards, the easiest online marketing system for small businesses that works. The small business owners are frustrated today because they have to use multiple marketing systems. A system for loyalty program, a system for email marketing, social media marketing, and so on. We have delighted these small business owners by launching a single, easy-to-use program that combines loyalty, digital marketing, and reviews in one affordable application. What QuickBooks did for accounting, Riiwards is doing for marketing. The system has been out for more than a year. We have paying customers, and our customers rave about us. What we've been told is, in 15 years of their business experience, they've used many marketing systems, but Riiwards is the best. They say it's the best because they almost have to do no work. The system builds, boosts their sales, and builds relationships automatically. The small business criteria for deciding what marketing system they should use is very simple. One, so easy to use that they don't have to learn anything new or they don't have to hire someone to operate. Two, a system that's comprehensive and takes care of all this loyalty, social media marketing, email marketing, and all that stuff. When you apply that criteria into a fairly crowded market, Riiwards rises to the top, and we feel that loneliness up there. The pricing is very simple and affordable. We have three-tier pricing to address various market segments, but we have scalability built in, so if a business becomes large and has a very large usage, then they can pay extra for it. Today, Constant Contact and Intuit already have 600,000 customers. We can easily get to 330,000 customers in 5 years, which gets us to a revenue of $150 million. Remember that Demandforce was bought by Intuit for $423 million when they had only 30,000 customers. We are positioned to be the Intuit for marketing, and we're very happy to say that Tom Prue, the co-founder of Intuit, has joined our board. My two earlier startups, JobFlash and GetSmart, were bought by public companies, Providian and Taleo. We have a stellar team, which is very strong in both technology as well as business. We've come all this way with only 100,000 raised in seed so far. The founders bootstrapped in the beginning. We're now looking for Series A of 3 million to scale the business to close by 30th November. We already have a list of some of the VCs that we will be contacting, and early September we will hit the road for roadshow for Series A. Thank you. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Maybe you guys actually got the product, but I never saw the product.
Yes.
What is the product?
Do you have a picture? You have another slide with this?
What are you selling or what are you building?
Yeah, the product is a marketing application. It's a SaaS-based marketing application which merchants use to send out rewards. So consumers sign up through a tablet. We keep a tablet at each premises. For consumers, it's very easy. There's no app to download. No cards to swipe. They only have to remember the phone number. They go into a restaurant, for example, as a business, they enter the phone number and they're checked in. Based on the check-in, the system automatically gets their email, their phone, then their profiles are collected, their feedback is collected, and the merchant can see their email list, the mobile list building up automatically. And then the merchant can start sending targeted blasts to their consumers. So it's a built-in, it's a combined loyalty plus email marketing plus mobile marketing plus reviews all in one.
Are you trying to win business away from Constant Contact and all these other competitors that you mentioned? Or are you going after newer merchants that don't have these existing systems?
With Constant Contact, we are actually partnering because there are some businesses who use, and we have customers from Constant Contact who are using Riiwards because Constant Contact does not have a loyalty program. And Riiwards is easier. So Riiwards automatically builds email list, then they press a button, it's imported in Constant Contact from which they send out an email blast. So Constant Contact is a partner. We are next partnering with Intuit. We are next going to partner with all the point of sale systems. So our growth strategy is based on partnerships as one avenue of growth. Then the other avenue of growth is going to be referral systems from merchants.
Okay, if there are no other questions, Paul, last question, then we'll switch to feedback. We'll start with Sean.
So, help me understand why I should invest in this.
Yes.
I would talk about 2 tiers of investment. First, the seed round, you're getting a 30% discount, and we are just about a couple of months from closing Series A, so it's a great investment for anyone who wants to come into a seed round. For Series A, we are only seeking $3 million, and we're expecting to grow to $150 million in 5 years. At the most, we expect there would be one more round, the Series B round. We think that along the way, there would be a very attractive exit. A data point is very simple. Demandforce acquired about $423 million when they had only 30,000 customers.
Okay, we're going to switch to feedback. We'll start with Sean, please.
We have a great team, especially Rena. I went to business school with her. She's a good friend. Yeah, so congrats on attracting her. She could have done a lot of things, so that's phenomenal. And to get the co-founder of Intuit on your board, that's also pretty amazing. I guess it's unclear exactly how far you are with the business. It seems like you've been capital efficient with 100K, but I don't know how far you are with the product, what kind of customer traction you have. If you truly are able to get $29 to $99 a month, that's a pretty decent price point. But I guess my concerns would be, I've heard about 50 pitches going after this space, and I know I've only scratched the surface of all the people going after it. I think it's hard to compare yourself to Demandforce. That's an extraordinarily different business than what you're doing. And we could talk about that later. I know them very well.
Sure.
And my challenge with going after SMB, which you're going after micro businesses, is the churn rate is extraordinarily high. Not because of your product, but because of the churn rate of their business. So the most common thing I see is companies going after this space, they'll get an average of 4% churn of these small businesses per month. That means after the year, you've got 48% churn. You got to replace half your customers just to break even. So I guess how do you, not to say you need to solve it right now, but how do you solve for the churn you're going to have just because of the health of the customer base?
Absolutely. May I answer that question?
No.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, not only have I seen a lot of companies going after this space, going with very much the same strategy, but the same strategy is being applied to all sorts of other industries, right, or other verticals or other types of enterprise software categories. And that is this very tempting notion that we can have all these things in one package. It's like the most tempting and seductive idea. And it's really a stupid idea in the sense that you can't be as good as whatever. Let's assume Constant Contact is the best at email marketing, and you can't be as good as Marketo in lead nurturing. And so the reason why I asked if are you going after merchants that don't have this already, or are you trying to win business? If you're trying to win business, you're going to fail. But if you're going after merchants that don't have this already, then you might have a shot, because then you could just say, well, we're the simplest to use, it's not a full feature set, we just touch on a little bit of all of this stuff, and you have kind of the 6-shooter for this thing. But you have to decide on that, because the switching cost makes it impossible for you to replace, you know, if I am a merchant and I have Constant Contact and I have Marketo and I have Salesforce or whatever, I'm not going to replace all those for you. The switching cost is too high, even if you're cheaper. Right? I just have to, I have to relearn too many things. So then if you're going to do this, then I would go after brand new merchants.
No, sure.
I mean, I don't claim to understand this industry well enough, but having said that, and the reason why I say that is because I've actually done angel investments in the past and invested in one of these companies, and it's tremendously hard to build a company on the premises of what you're trying to do. I'm not questioning your pedigree, but I'm just saying it's extraordinarily hard. On top of that, like Alan was saying, you're trying to do maybe at least 4 or 5 different things, right? Which is obviously extra hard. But having said that, what bothers me is a lot of people trying to do the things that you're trying to do, but then you're saying you're going to be on somewhere on the top. But what is it that differentiates you to be that, right? How are you going to get those 330,000 customers? I'm not questioning that you can be a $150 million company, but what is it about you that you can nurture this 330,000 customers that you think you can get? So I would probably in your pitch get to that. Here's one more thing which you're probably going to hate me for saying it, but a lot of us don't believe. Maybe we do somewhere that your past historical performance is not an indicator of your future performance. So it's great that we see stuff like this, but I probably wouldn't spend too much time. That is where I would spend one-on-one time with you, just trying to understand you as an entrepreneur, what you've done in the past. But having said that, it's a great team. I just still question the business.
Paul.
So I'm going to follow up to the question I asked you about why would I invest? And unfortunately, you didn't answer my question. What you did is told me why the ask is a good deal, and that's interesting, but that's not a reason to invest necessarily. And you cited the fact that Demand Force was sold for a lot of money. Again, that's kind of interesting if I was a Demand Force investor, which I wasn't, wish I was. But that's not a reason for me to invest in you. So the reason I invest in companies is first and foremost, I believe that the entrepreneur is absolutely a top shelf leader with a very disruptive idea. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a nascent or new market. It can be a busy market with something that is so different and so unique that it's compelling. And quite frankly, your presentation, and I think you asked the question, I had no damn idea what your product was until he asked the question. So you got to be a lot crisper and clearer in the message you deliver on A, what is your market, okay? Why is it important, okay? What is your product or your vehicle you're going to make money? Why does it have an unfair, sustainable competitive advantage that is totally disruptive? And why you and your team, okay, absolutely have the bull by the tail and you're going to make this thing happen. You didn't tell me that in your presentation.
Pete.
Yeah, I mean, the presentation didn't make it seem to me as though, the product is targeted at these, it seemed like it was targeted mostly at smaller businesses. And the halls of pitch events like these are littered with the corpses of these types of solutions. I think there's enough companies out there that have failed that it might be better to focus on the ones that haven't made it than the ones that have. They're not really, I mean, again, the example you gave, companies that have sold for enormous multiples, that's not your company, so the comparison is inapposite. I think that there's, we've seen products like this before. I think you can talk about why there hasn't been widespread adoption and what you can do, what you'll do differently. And yeah, I mean, I had no idea what stage the product was at. I had no idea what it looks like. If you're a pre-product, that's fine. You've got a great team. I think that's a team that people will believe in, but you're sitting here waiting to see something and it never shows up.